Hi, my name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Today I'm going to do the Western Mountaineering Ultimate Shootout with all sorts of Western Mountaineering products I have and give you a little down low on the difference between the bags, why I choose them, and why they may be valuable to you. Western Mountaineering sleeping bags. Obviously, I have a very big collection of these things. Now, it's kind of absurd. You look at how much expense is here. This is a lot of money and down, but I've got multiple reasons for that. And I'm going to give you a different explanation of why I have all these different sleeping bags. But before I do that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and also leave me a comment below and let me know how I'm doing and give me an idea for other videos that I can do for you. Thank you. So let's get right into it. So I've got 4 sleeping bags here, and I'm actually missing the 5th. The Versalite is not here at the moment, but that's okay. It doesn't totally work into my philosophy of bag buying. Also, I have Western Mountaineering booties and the VBL hotsack as well to extend the warmth of your sleeping bag. So I've got the Megalite, that's the purple, that's a 30-degree bag. The Antelope, that is a 5-degree bag. The Puma, a minus 25-degree bag. And the Bison, a minus 40-degree bag. Why would you want to choose all these different bags? Why don't you just go for the Bison? Well, when you check the links below to these different bags on Amazon, you'll find, whoa, maybe I don't want to buy that because it's extremely expensive. I have used the Megalite in conditions all the way down to 5 degrees. It was a little bit chilly in the Sierras, but I survived, no problem, fingers and toes. I have used the Antelope in Greenland down to minus 20, minus 25. Again, it was pretty chilly, but I survived fine. I used the Puma all the way down to minus 45. That was a pretty chilly evening, but again, I was able to sleep and survived. And the Bison I've used down to minus 60 plus in a raging storm in Antarctica. Again, a little cool, but again, I slept. So let me get into the details of each of these bags. I had to take notes because there's so many things. So one of the things about bag rating is what's the real temperature. See, between men and women, men tend to sleep warmer than women. The estimate is about 10 degrees warmer, or women sleep 10 degrees cooler than the other. The sleeping bag ratings on Western Mountaineering are pretty conservative. Let me look at my notes here. The Megalite is rated at 30 degrees, but the comfort level is 32 degrees for people. The limit is 22 degrees for comfort, and extreme conditions of, okay, you probably won't die, but you'll hate it, is minus 8 degrees. The Antelope is rated at minus 25, comfort level down to 10, limit down to minus 2, and extreme down to minus 43. I've taken this down to minus 25, and I slept. So that's the thing about these bags, is if you're looking for a different manufacturer besides Western Mountaineering, there are a mountain of options, a literal mountain of options. But I've gone with Western Mountaineering simply because I found them to be the best construction, durability, and warranty on the market. Now, as you'll see, there are different thicknesses of bags. Here going from 30 to 5 to minus 25 to 40. Why did I choose those particular ranges? Well, it simply comes down to this. I can jump every 20, 25 degrees between bags and be pretty well off knowing that, okay, if it's going to get down to probably 0 degrees, I'll use this bag and I'll have no problems. This Puma bag is going to be seriously overkill. Also, there's a weight consideration. All right, let me check. The Megalite weighs 1 pound 8 ounces. The Antelope weighs 2 pounds 7 ounces. The Puma weighs 3 pounds 12 ounces, and the Bison weighs 4 pounds 10 ounces. So when you're looking for different sleeping bags, You can go from a summer to a cool winter to a really cold winter to, oh, I'm in the polar regions. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And then you can also take the vapor barrier liner and expand the range. And if you want to help yourself out, the Western Mountaineering down booties are a huge salvation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the different lofts of each of these bags, provide you with different measurements, and that way you can better evaluate which bag you're going to need. Now, where is it here? My rulers. I'll grab my rulers in a moment, but I do have to be careful because the microfiber on these two bags, this is microfiber and this is extreme light fabric. You do have to be careful. These bags aren't invincible. The Gore Windstop on the Expedition series is much tougher than the microfiber, and then the microfiber is still tougher than the extreme light fabrics. Okay, I've got my measuring devices here. I'm going to put the hot sack out of the way so we'll see what the loft measurement is. Now note, all of these sleeping bags are designed for 6'6", so that's me. I'm 6 feet. I like to have some extra room. So the loft on this sleeping bag is, my non-scientific measurement, that's about 4.5 inches on the Megalite. On the Antelope, the loft is about 6.5 inches, so substantially more. The loft on the Puma, let's try and be as honest as possible here, is, what was that, 7.5 inches. And then the Bison is, I can't even mush it, 9.5, 10 inches. So there's a huge amount of difference in the loft. Now, the Extreme Light series of Western Mountaineering, they don't have extra neck baffles or anything in there, simply because that adds extra weight and cost to the bag design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you when I unzip this, and that's the thing about the Western Mountaineering design, is they actually have a pseudo baffle inside of the Megalite, so you actually don't get cold areas on the zipper. And you can see this little tube here, that's actually really nice and it helps you out. And so when you unzip this bag, it goes all the way down and opens right up. And just that simple. It only has a face draw cord. It doesn't have a neck baffle because the design is such that you don't want to add extra weight. So you can see that bag laid open here. Now compare that to the Antelope, where this immediately jumps into the expedition style bags where you have a neck baffle. Now these also come in a left and right zippered option. This bag is right zippered, this bag, and this bag are left zipper, because I found, for me, when I'm doing expeditions and cold weather camping, for some reason I prefer to be on the left even though I'm right-handed. It's really weird. So I'm going to open this bag here and show you inside. All right, so this, as you can see here, has a neck baffle, and that goes all the way around. It has a Velcro linkage system. It's just a light duty one because this isn't too extreme. But what we'll do is we'll simply attach the Velcro like thus, and that way you can actually use the neck baffling system on this sleeping bag. And, oops, not there. Where are you? There we go. So it has a bungee cord as the neck baffle on this sleeping bag, so you can warm things up and then draw this in and really close the sleeping bag around your head, and that way you can stay much warmer. And that's just a light duty one. I have used this in Greenland down to -25 where water froze in minutes maybe. So it was super good. It worked quite well. I probably should have brought this bag because I was in Greenland on the tundra in October, but this is what I had and I didn't want to carry the extra weight. So I dealt with it and it worked just fine. And you'll see the neck baffle on here. Also, this style sleeping bag has a full baffle along the zipper rather than a, I would say, an implied baffle along the zipper. This actually has a much fuller baffle, the Antelope does. But even then, even though the Extreme Light series, I guess, you know, looking at it, it kind of is a baffle. So when you look at the two, maybe. Okay, we'll correct that and we'll say that the Extreme Light does have a baffle. It's a little bit different in size, but it keeps the cold from the zipper, and that's a huge difference there. So you can see the inside of the bag here. All right, and now we'll move on to the Puma. This thing is substantially larger, and it comes in Gore Windstopper microfiber. Now at this point, when you're in the -25 bag and up, I would recommend against the microfiber simply because you're going to want some water repellency that is better than the microfiber. I've used this bag on Denali. I have used this in Yellowstone in the winter, Denali in the regular climbing season. Got down to, I don't know, -30 degrees, -35 when I was up at 14,000 foot camp. It was a touch cool, but no problem there. I've used this in Yellowstone in the winter, extremely cold, -45. It was a cool evening, but I made it through. And so I will show you this. The neck baffling system is a little bit different. I'll unzip this bag all the way. Show you what that inside looks like. Now this actually has, oops, it's already Velcroed. This Puma actually has a double baffle system, so that is different than the Antelope. The Antelope only has a single baffle system. Now don't say that, oh, that's defective. No, it's just a matter of weight and carrying. So this double or single baffle on the Antelope versus the double baffle on the Puma here. So this double baffle interlocks, and it keeps even more cold air out and keeping you warmer. So that is a very nice feature. Again, it has the neck draw cord and the face draw cord, but you'll notice the Velcro closure system on the Puma is substantially tougher there. So there you go with that. And then if you really need to kick it up and you're going to Antarctica or Greenland or somewhere really freaking freezing, then you can step it up and go all the way to the Bison here, and it has the same style neck baffle as the Antelope. Not much difference there. A little bit more extreme with the baffling. The neck structure, it looks like a tiny bit different, but it's just substantially larger. So why do I have all these different sleeping bags? Simply because I prefer to have a step gradient of 25 degrees change so I can get the right bag for the right choice. So hopefully this shows you the difference between the Western Mountaineering Megalite, the Antelope, the Puma, and then the Bison. Now, I'm going to do the step down compression test between the three bags just to show you the difference here. So this bag, right? And then this bag wraps more around. This bag wraps seriously around. And then this bag is just plain insane. So that way, hopefully, you can see the difference in how the bag lofts up between the three different versions. Another difference between these bags is the Megalite and Antelope have a different baffling system than the Puma and the Bison. These particular bags allow you to actually adjust the down between the chest and the back. Simply, oops, I don't want to snag and tear my sleeping bag now, do I? I've done that before. So the Antelope and the Megalite, if you actually fluff them like this, it will actually drive down more into the chest so you can warm up the bag, or if it's too hot, you can take the bag and fluff it and drive the down into the back, and that allows you to adjust the temperature. So the lighter duty Expedition Antelope has that ability as well, where you can fluff the down from front to back depending on how cold it is. The design of the baffling in the heavy Expedition series and the Puma and the Bison do not offer that feature, but in trade you get a lot of other options as well. So just depends on if you want flexibility in adjusting the temperature, or you're going extreme and you just want it to be plain warm. If you're going hardcore, eventually you're going to end up with a Puma, and I'm going to do a separate video on just the Puma versus Bison differences, but hopefully you can see the difference here in the sleeping bag, the bags, the loft, and the differential use for them. Make sure I've got that. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Please like, comment, and subscribe on my video, and also support me on Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching.